Good afternoon everyone. Alright, so we have been sent a digital multimeter to review. Now as most people would know, I usually use fluke meters. We do have a new Handtech oscilloscope which has a multimeter built in that we'll be doing a review of soon, but this is what we're talking about today. So it's a digital multimeter, comes with a 1-year warranty, and it's actually a really good bit of kit. I didn't have high expectations, I'm not going to lie, based on, you know, it's a cheaper multimeter, a budget multimeter, but this thing is actually awesome. So I'm gonna get it set up and we'll show what's going on. Alright, so this is what you get when you buy this little meter. So it is a mini multimeter, it's not the same size as a normal meter. You get a temperature probe, and you also get a normal set of multimeter leads. Now, my favorite thing about this little meter is the display. So as you can see, it's super bright, backlit. You can see this anywhere. So if we stick this down in a dark engine bay, you can see that screen. Now that's my biggest complaint with the Fluke and any other sort of standard multimeter. Yes, you do have a backlight button, but it's nowhere near as bright as this. So this thing's awesome because of that reason. Other thing is, it's just as accurate as other meters. We've tested it and I will show it in comparison to the Fluke and other meters hooked up. It does seem to be just as accurate, but you have all the functions on this. So some of the cheaper multimeters you can buy, they won't have an amperage or a milliamp setting. They'll just have a normal voltage and resistance reading. But you have not only normal volts AC DC, millivolts AC DC, ohms, capacitance, resistance, etc. You've got a hertz function. You've also got DC amperage and milliamp reading, so that's really good across the board. The other thing that's good is temperature. So we do a lot of air conditioning work here, and this is a really good little indicator of AC temperature. So if we put the leads in this, we have to do is put them like that, we can put that temperature gauge in there. As you can see, it's about 24 degrees outside at the minute. If we were to turn the aircon on in this car and stick this temp gauge in the vent, it'll show us whatever the reading is, nice and bright, easy to see. Alright, so we've got both our meters hooked up to a battery in a little Corolla. As you can see, we've got 12.8384 on the Fluke and 12.84 on the meter that we've got here to test out. We have tested the rest of the functions and they all work really well. Like I said, this is a cheap budget meter, but for what you pay for it, it's awesome to have the bright screen. It's really small, really light, can't even fit in your pocket. The only thing that I would change on this, and this is an honest review, we did get sent this for free, we didn't pay for it, is I would change the leads. The leads are good, but if you were to change these to a set of 4mm test leads like that, where you can put alligator clips on, you'd be happy days. Alright, so last thing, as you can see, it's about 30 degrees in this car. The aircon's not working fantastic, but it is working. So I'm going to get a little temperature gauge in there, stick it in the vent, and you'll see it's quickly dropping straight down, 19, 18, 17. Really good way, really quick, easy way for us to check vent temp. We can close off whatever vents we don't want to use, and measure vent temperature from here. So this thing needs an AC regas, but you can see that it does work. As far as this little meter goes, I would actually recommend this to anyone, DIY, a home guy, even in a workshop. My tech, Betty, over there, has fallen in love with this bloody thing. He was using it all yesterday afternoon. We had a bunch of electrical jobs in, and he really likes it. I actually really like the bright screen too. I haven't seen this on a lot of cheaper meters, not this bright. I know the Uni T ones do some with a backlit display screen. The backlight doesn't stay on them though, and they're definitely not this bright. So awesome little screen. As you can see, super easy to see underneath the dash. And a really good bit of kit for the price. The temperature gauge is accurate. The meter side of it is more than accurate enough to use, especially on automotive uses, and it's quite small and light. So happy days. If I have any issues with it or it dies anytime soon, then we'll update everyone. But other than that, it's a really good bit of kit.